Someday, I feel like we should do a supercut of us dancing at the beginning and the end of these things.
Sure. We could just do a whole episode where we just dance. I think people would really want to see that.
I mean, we could invite all of our clients and all of our friends to join this Zoom and dance with us. Welcome back to Skyfire Live. As always, Ben and I are in a weird mood. We're in a weird mood when we get on these things. So.
Matt, you look like you're traveling at an incredible rate of speed.
I am. I'm at Mach 1.7 right now.
Nice.
Actually, this is just a more interesting background than where I'm sitting, so that's why we went that route today. Well, welcome back to everybody who's joining us today. We are excited to be here because we're giving away stuff, and that's always a fun day for us and for our clients. So we will dive into that in a second. But one of the things I wanted to ask you about, Ben, is what's the weather like where you are?
It's beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why are you asking me this?
Oh, because I'm 27 miles away. We're in the
right.
same city. It's nice here too.
That's
Ben
right.
and I are going to see each other today for the first time in like what, 6 months?
Yeah, at least. I think since
something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, so maybe since like January. I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's crazy times right now. So let's dive right in here, Ben.
Okay.
I know this is the moment you've all been waiting for. We are going to take a look at our Propellerheads email. Now, before we dive in here, I just want to say, we just want to talk about a little bit the origins here of Propellerheads. This was an idea that was created by Trace Crow, who used to work with us as our chief marketing officer. He is now working with our friends over at UAV Coach, which is very exciting. So this was kind of Trace's idea. And the idea behind Propellerheads and the name was just like, it's supposed to be fun, right? I mean, I mean, no offense, but a lot of the drone newsletters that we read are just kind of like, here's what's happening, here's the news. And we wanted this to be very tongue-in-cheek, kind of having fun with it. So that's why we gave it a cool name. We've actually talked about getting Ben and I those little Propellerhead spinny hat things to wear on our Facebook Live, which would just take us to a whole new level of nerddom. But yeah, so Trace's idea, and now continued on by Bruce Hudson, one of our fabulous business development guys, who you may have spoken to, and you now know I've outed him as the mysterious writer behind Propellerheads. But I think he's doing a great job. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. No, they're awesome. I love the Propellerheads because it's just a fun, different kind of look at some of the stuff that's going on. And we've seen, like, the reason we're even talking about this, as you can tell, we don't even have a guest today. So you just have to deal with us the whole time. But it's been really engaging, right? Like, people really like the Propellerheads thing. We get a lot of response on it. A lot of people read it. So, and we're glad about that. So if there's anything, and we solicit stuff too. If you guys have stuff out there that you want us to include in Propellerheads, send it to us. We'll put it in here.
Yeah, and it was gone for a couple months right at the end of the year, right? We were doing a kind of a little rejigger, and we kept getting emails like, hey, when's Propellerheads coming back? And we're like, wow, people are actually reading this thing. That's so exciting. So let's take a look at this week. So we just want to give you an example of kind of some of the stuff you might see if you're not already on the Propellerheads email list. The first thing you'll see here is that we're doing a referral program now, which is super exciting. So we've got these holographic Skyfire stickers that I'm pumped about. So if you do 5 referrals, you get a Skyfire sticker for your drone case or your face, as Bruce said in the email, or wherever else you want to put it. We just designed our 2020 challenge coins. So if you do 10 referrals, you'll get one of those, and 15 referrals, you get a super exciting Propellerheads t-shirt. So that's pretty cool. And the way to refer somebody is click this link, and then when you send it to people, they just have to put your name in the referral box. So that's pretty exciting. So let's take these first 2 stories, and this is, I believe, the first time this has happened, but not a surprise. First 2 stories are both stories out of Israel. The first one about this spider drone, which I love this line. This might be my favorite line of Propellerheads ever. Spider drone does whatever you think a spider drone does.
That's great.
I think that's awesome. Good work on that, Bruce. But what's cool about this drone is it actually can stick to a wall. And I've recently had a conversation with some law enforcement guys about it'd be really nice to be able to fly the drone in, perch it there for a little while. Like say you're doing covert surveillance or something, and you know there's something happening in 2 hours. It'd be cool to fly the drone in and just perch it there so you could observe whatever meeting or whatever. And you're preserving battery life that whole time because you're not actually having to sit there and hover. So this is a similar concept, but sticks to the wall, which is pretty cool. Apparently you can also place explosive breaching charges with it and stuff, which is frightening and also pretty cool. So these are just, it's just an example of some of the stories that we find. Now there's lots of business related drone stories, and we typically try and stay away from those. Like this one acquires that one, and this one's, but this kind of stuff that's really interesting, applicable, and easy for Bruce to make Batman jokes about.
Hey Matt,
and
on a
jokes. Yeah.
on a serious note, I've gotten a lot of questions recently about indoor flying. And just to clear up, I just want to say this again to everybody out there. When you move indoors, you don't need a COA. You don't need Part 107. If you're operating under a roof and enclosed structure inside of it, then you don't, the FAA rules don't even apply at all. So I keep getting that. And I just wanted to bring that up. It made me think of it there. That's all.
Yeah. And indoor flying is a whole, we should actually probably do a whole topic on that, because it's a different animal, right? I mean, because you don't have GPS. You're banging into stuff, or trying not to bang into stuff, I should say. So there's lots of ways to train for that, mitigate that, but definitely something we see a lot more of. This next one is another story out of Israel, where a company is claiming that they can charge drone batteries in 5 minutes, which would be amazing, considering, especially now with the Matrice, 210 and 300 batteries. I mean, you're talking 45 to 60, 75 minutes to charge a set of batteries. And when those sets of batteries are, $700 to $1,500 a piece, it's not like you can just have lots of them laying around. So we're very excited to see what StoreDot has in store for us coming up here. These stories always get me. This last one, guys flying dope into prisons and stuff with drones. It's apparently it's a budding cottage industry. I don't know if you were aware of that.
No, actually, we were aware of that.
Yeah,
we got some meetings about that, right?
Yeah, we have had a couple of meetings about that. This one was in Australia. In fact, little known fact here, the very first federal drone prosecution was in our fair state of Georgia, with a gentleman who was flying drugs in and out of prisons with his drones. And what's fascinating about this is that obviously there's drug charges that can be brought there, but from a federal law standpoint, one of the only things that they can actually get you on from a federal criminal standpoint, obviously there's civil penalties with Part 107, is not registering your drones. But it is a federal felony to not register your drone. So punishable by, I should also add, 3 years in jail. So pay the $5, register your drone, put the number on the outside, and you will be set there. This one had almost $100,000 worth of drugs built in, which is crazy to me. And you think, God, if these guys are such great pilots, it'd be amazing if they could use their powers for good.
Seriously.
So that's the three major stories that we have. Oh, go ahead.
We did get an Andy Dufresne reference in here.
We did.
And I had no idea. I thought that was a misspelling too. That's how you spell it. So.
No, that is, yeah. So no more hiding rock hammers in books like Andy did.
That's right.
Now we're flying meth in.
Thanks, Bruce.
Right. So I guess what you're saying is it's time for a Shawshank reboot. I'll contact Hollywood and let them know. And then we put some other stuff down here that didn't quite rise to the level of the main stories there. And then we also talk about all of our upcoming events, which is great. One of them is the one we're doing right now, so we can cross that one off the list. But we are also doing our 5-day tactical class, our law enforcement class, with our buddies over at Skydis Group, starting back in September. It's been off for a while because of COVID. So just keep an eye on the newsletter, because we're always putting in, important stuff in here. I did want to add that you'll see here, if you read the text, in addition to the referral program, this is kind of the big news here. We are doing another drone giveaway with our friends over at WS Darley & Company. We're giving away a DJI Inspire 1 version 2. Many of you are asking, they don't sell that drone anymore. Why are you giving it away? and I think you just got your answer. So, but still a great drone, and there's a lot of programs that are still using them. So certainly as a backup aircraft, it's actually a really good aircraft still. In fact, I really miss it because we had a lot of fun flying that drone right up until I crashed it that one time. But
that's right, in the river. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't think you did. I don't think you did forget about that one, Ben. I think we've gone over it a couple times. But so anyway, that's our sales pitch for Propellerheads. We'd love for you guys to join. We won't bombard you with a bunch of stuff. It comes out once a week, and typically it's a quick read and usually a fun read. So if you would like to sign up for Propellerheads, we will make sure that we put the link in the comments here, and we hope that you will join us there. You can also sign up at our website, skyfireconsulting.com. Ben, the other thing we wanted to talk about today is something that you're working on, our survey, our call out. So let me turn it over to you on that front.
Yeah, just real quick. Hey, Matt, can you actually do the switch thing so I can share my screen here?
I have made you the host, sir.
Thank you. Yay. Gosh, I've always wanted this to happen. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this slide up here. Hopefully it'll play. I've been having trouble with the Zoom and the Keynote playing. There we go. Did that stop sharing, Matt?
No, you're good. I got you.
Okay, weird. It's telling me that I'm not sharing. There's something weird with like the Zoom. Wait, am I not?
Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, no, I see it.
Okay, yeah, there's something weird with the Zoom Keynote interface. Anyway, we can talk about that on another Facebook Live. But we are seriously though, we're conducting a study, and we kind of want to determine what causes public safety drone programs to not be successful or have gone dormant. So if you're having trouble right now, if you've had trouble, this isn't a sales pitch. We really want to know what's going on there so that we could provide some solutions and some help to the industry. So we know that this is something that happens frequently. And so if you're running into trouble, if you've had trouble, if you had a program that didn't work, we really just want to talk about that and know more about that and why. So you can email Kyle at Skyfire Consulting, and he would love to chat with you about that. I'm happy to chat with whoever wants to chat about it. I'm sure Matt would too. And then you can call us here at 404-220-7783. So anybody that's been in that situation or experiencing that situation right now where you're having trouble, you're struggling getting the program up and running, or it hasn't worked, or it hasn't been nearly as successful as you had hoped, really want to talk about that and kind of dive into that with you guys up there. So that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I want to add that while you were sharing your screen, our friend GD from Michigan wrote in and said the Inspire 1 is the flagship of our fleet, and we love all of ours. So that's very exciting.
Cool. Yeah, and I bet you hear a lot of that. Like I think you and I could rattle off a whole handful of departments that are still using their Inspire 1s, and it is a workworkse, man. That thing.
It is. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a great aircraft, and like I said, I miss it. So I'm really sad that I crashed it into the river.
I know.
It definitely wasn't you that crashed it. Whew. Anyway, about that. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. It's kind of a shorty. We are, just we're planning for future ones and taking guest suggestions. There was a great suggestion that I saw in a Facebook group, kind of talking about the actual nuts and bolts of flying during incidents. So like what thermal settings to use and how to establish a landing zone and all those kinds of things. And those are the kinds of things we want to talk about on here. So we're scheduling that for future weeks, and a couple of other exciting ones coming up. We're going to have our a couple of our friends back from Darley, and from our buddy Caleb Holt from Axelbox and Safe Tech, and some others that we're very excited about. So with that, I will leave you guys. We're just making it a shorty today, but don't forget to sign up for Propellerheads. If you haven't already, don't forget to sign up for the big giveaway with our friends at Darley, and don't forget to refer Propellerheads to your friends, because then you can get one of those cool stickers or t-shirts or challenge coins. So I personally am a challenge coin nut, so pretty excited about that myself. And with that, I will kick off our theme song here, Ben, as we can dance our way to break. Yeah. Thank you guys again.
Thanks everybody. Bye.
Join us at skyfireconsulting.com online. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Still not TikTok. See you later.